Hello. Today we're going to look at my Lansing 20-inch lathe. See, we have an instruction manual for it. See here it says Grazioli, 1 3/4 spindle bore Grazioli, and G250-018-98 is the serial number of it. And here we are after we got everything all cleaned up and painted again. I'll do a little walk around here. There's my controls, electrical controls up there. We're just doing a little walk around here, kind of showing you the lathe after it's all painted and everything. My steady rest, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. And this is around the back, the end of it. On the back side, it has a coolant pump. I'm not using it, but well, mostly because I cut the chip tray in half and made 2 of them out of it. Back here, we've got the taper attachment, and it's kind of the back side of the lathe. This light turned on. Some more of the electrical, and then we go. There's a step-up converter in that box there. It just bumps it up to 460. And here's the Lansing logo. I painted it red like the rest of the lathe. All my machines I've painted or fixed up, I have tried to do in a gray and red. I'll walk back around the front here and we'll start the machine up. See up here, this is a Lansing 20-inch. I did that in red also. So when I turn on this switch, the power comes in here at 230 and goes right down to the oil pump and turns the oil pump on, which you're supposed to run the oil pump for a little while before you run the machine. And then also, as I turn this switch on, that sends juice over to the step-up box, which goes from 230 up to 460, which then goes back to the lathe motor. So I've got the oil pump run on 230 and the lathe motor on 460. Anyway, it works. So you're supposed to start the oil pump first, and you can see the oil running. You're supposed to let it run for a little while. Well, I've already had it running, so before you engage, get the machine going. So now we'll start the lathe motor. Now we'll go and engage the clutch. It's right here. Pull that up. That's 275 RPM. Now this lathe has a feature on it. Down here we have carriage stop, and on this end we have a handle, and it has different settings up to 6. So what you do with this is you engage the carriage, and it comes up and hits that. Stop. Okay, now you turn it one time, engage your carriage again, and then go up to that stop and kick itself out. I've got 3 of these set up on here right now, so you can actually do that 3 times. You can go up to 6. It has 6 positions. Now I'll go up to this one and stop. Kick out. Alright, that's that feature. I'll back the carriage up a little bit. Change directions here. Okay, now on this side, you see this little dog here that I made, and this got a little flipper. flip that up or down. So if you flip that up, and then we'll engage this. Now the cross slide's going. It comes up, hits the stop. And it stops. That's some of the features of this machine. It features an L1 chuck. I have a, I believe that's a Cushman 3-jaw, 12-inch 3-jaw. Then I have this 20-inch 4-jaw there. It's kind of dark. That came with it. So now we'll shut everything else off. I keep all my tooling right behind there. I built that rack, and it goes with the carriage. Wherever the carriage goes, it goes. So if you move the carriage, and you probably can't see that, but if you move the carriage, there, that's all going with it. Oh, I put a travel dial on it. I had to build a special adapter to put it on mounting bracket, I guess. And alright, so this is my steady rest. It doesn't belong to this lathe. I bought this off of eBay. It actually came off of a Miltronics lathe. And it didn't have any fingers on it. The knobs were not there. Anyway, I found the fingers on eBay too. I gave $40 for 3 of them. I thought I can't make these for that, so I bought them. And it came with adjusters, the adjusters, not these adjusters. They actually came, they had these black knobs on there, and there's a groove there which goes in here to hold it in place. Well, the knob actually ended up sitting right on top of here, and it was hard to get a hold of and make the adjustments. So I took them off of the fingers and set them up as stops for here, so you can tighten it up and lock it that way when you get it where you want it. And then I made these brass ones up here on top. And see, now I got them a little bit off of there, so you know you can get a hold of them and adjust them a lot easier that way. But when I got this steady rest, it was, I believe it was 5/8 of an inch too tall, and then I had to add a piece of 1/2 inch plate on this side over here so I could get my V lined up, so that the center was lined up with the rest of the lathe anyway. So I had to rework the whole bottom of this thing. And the fingers, they were metric, and these are standard. All the holes, the threaded holes, they were metric, and I changed them to standard imperial. And I did this before I had a YouTube channel, so I didn't film that, but I think I have some pictures I'm going to try to post up on there on it. I mean, that's the story on that thing. Okay, I thought I'd show you a little bit more things I did on this steady rest stuff. This set screw here is for a guide that goes in a groove. So I loosen that up a little bit. I'll take this finger out. There you can see the guide in the finger here. There's another guide here that stops it and holds it in place up here. And then this lock here goes into this guide and holds it and guides it up down that way. So there's a little bit more of what I had to do when I made the brass knobs. And then they've got a 3/8 thread on them to adjust the finger up and down. And also this is the reamer that I used. You can put this extension on here like this. So you put that on there, and you can run this down in there, and you have a guide for the bottom side. So this would go to the bottom side, and you'd come from the top side and go in that, and then you can ream your hole out. And then when you're done, you go as far as you can, and then you have to reverse it. You put your guide up here, and you go this way, which is easy to do when you open up the steady rust. Okay, we're going to part this off. We're going to use the power feed on this. And now I'll just readjust that, set it up, cut off the other side. Here's my setup for boring these out. I've got a stop set up down here, so if it goes too far it hits the stop, and it'll just, oops, there. If it goes too far it hits the stop and I'll stop. In case I get interrupted, like a phone call or something. So, here we go. I don't have to take a lot out, so I'm just going to run it in here. Bring it out till it touches. Never touches. Now we'll give it 50 and make a cut. This is how my stopper works. Here we stop. Come back out. I'll set you up there. Now we'll go another 50.
we got to be 2.756 when I get them finished.
Well, there's our finished product. We got 10 bushings made. I didn't show you, I beveled the ends off and I didn't show that, but anyway, that's the way they look on the inside. And see, 8 of these are going to a local dealership about 60 miles away, and 2 of them are going clear to California. Thanks, bye.